how's it going? We are back. We did a quick intro podcast the last time. Hopefully you guys can check that out. You can get a little backstory on us. We are the Ackermans, Brianne Steinberg and
Jacob Ackerman.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't introduce us like that. The Ackermans. We are married. Yeah. We're married. I haven't changed my name yet because I am a business owner. So in the community, everyone kind of knows me by my name. I guess an even funnier backstory really quick before we dig into all our topics tonight is I got my passport done a week before our wedding.
Yeah.
We were going to an Arkell show, right? And I had needed my passport switched. So you guys will learn this very quickly in most of my opinions on most things is I am frugal to a fault. So now I'm in my 7th or 8th year, I think, with this passport. And obviously, no, I will not be spending another $150 to get another passport because my name isn't my husband. So, in 2 years, I will finally reach the 10-year mark of my passport, and then I will change my name.
Yeah. Could have just paid to get a new one, but whatever.
Of course not. Yeah, of course not. So yeah, in 2 years we will be the Ackermans, but until then. So tonight we are actually, we have a couple of topics, all very relevant, all happening right now. And I think that's kind of going to be the life of our podcast. The exciting part is we are always just in the throes of it, it feels like.
Yeah, we're always doing something.
Yeah, we're always doing something, and it always seems to be crazy. It doesn't ever you never run into the two of us and we're just like, yeah, working the job, doing the kids. It's always, something wild.
Yeah, while doing the job as well.
Throwing the job and the kids in the middle of all the crazy, right? Okay, so our first topic tonight is my 40th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Do I have a present yet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Wow. Is it homemade?
No.
Okay. I think was it for my 30th birthday that you made a homemade cajon?
Oh, I forget which birthday that was.
It might have been 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to check us out on Instagram, we'll just plug ourselves right off the bat because it's full of life there too. If you want to check out some of the visual stuff that's going on, especially Jacob's art or my dance stuff, we are on Instagram on Infinite Motion Dance or
Kaleidoscope Designs.
Yeah.
J.A.
Yeah. So yeah, my 30th birthday, my husband came home with a very homemade looking cajon. So we'll post some pictures of that up there.
What do you mean very homemade?
What do you mean? It's
looks
gorgeous.
Professional.
Yeah. I just can't. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess that alludes to it like, oh yeah, he patched it together with some glue and sticks. No, it's I just can't believe that it's entirely homemade. Is that better?
Yeah, there you go.
It's amazing. It's incredible. He what's the joint called? Dovetail?
Oh no, it's just box joints.
Oh, box joints. Yeah, box joints the thing together. It's like painted on the front. It has art painted on it. It's unbelievable. Real shellac.
Yep.
Should we tell the shellac story? We're never going to get to this.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am celebrating my 40th birthday this coming Monday. I just jumped on the internet and I really was interested kind of what other people's experiences were. To be honest, I'm classifying this 40th birthday as like ho-hum. Like it's almost like I'm just not interested. It's not
the birthday party itself.
No, I'm
actually turning 40 is ho-hum.
Yeah, just turning 40.
Well, yeah, I feel like that's what everybody feels about that.
Yeah. Like it's no big deal.
You're older and another birthday, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I was curious because people go through like midlife crisis. That would be the age to go through midlife crisis.
Yep.
Right? I mean, you live to 80, it's 40, right? But anyways, yeah. So the internet was really kind of all over the place. There were people's testimonies that they were, struggling with 40. 40 felt like really old to them. And then there was I thought it was interesting. There was a whole bunch of like life coaches and psychologists that were kind of saying that if you are struggling at 40, with your birthday coming up with that milestone, that it might have been an indicator that you aren't living your life to your fullest and you aren't, it's kind of a wake up call.
And you haven't accomplished enough.
Yeah.
At this point. You don't
Exactly.
feel like an adult yet.
Yeah, you feel like you feel like it's a wake up call to review your life and figure out what's missing. And you do see, I mean, you see it kind of at all ages, but you do see a lot of, divorce happening at 40, or people getting out of friendships or dropping. So, it was a nice, kind of, deep dive to me to look at it, because I really was able to reflect back and relate and think like, I'm really proud of kind of where we are, and I'm really proud of our marriage, and I'm proud of our family, and I'm proud of our kids, and I'm proud of our businesses that we're working so hard on our jobs. So, it was nice for me. I mean, not to get too much into the sob story and backstory, but yeah, I'm going to get more into it actually later, in the podcast, just cause I've hired some growth coaches for our business. But yeah, it's been, there was like, that little bit of, feeling of, I wanted that business to grow. I specifically wanted to get more, in the background of my dance studio. I didn't want to be, teaching all the classes. So I will, like I said, I'll get into that more. But yeah, on a general note, I felt like I was really, I was glad. I felt like me being ho-hum about the birthday was like a good place to be, right? I wasn't worried about it.
Yep.
I'm really proud of, like I said, our family, but also I feel like healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And I think that makes a difference.
100%.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I feel healthy. I mean, both of us have very physical jobs.
Yep.
We're physical and we're active with our kids. We're very careful with our nutrition, as careful as we can be, I feel like. Oh, he's rolling his eyes. No? Okay. You're just looking upwards. Yeah, like a typical day for us, is we always eat breakfast together. We eat bacon and eggs for breakfast. We really we're very careful with the kids about restricting sugar. I would say, totally eliminated artificial sweeteners, right?
No, I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's looking directly at me because I got off the Diet Coke.
Yep.
Yeah, the Diet Coke was like, that's like nostalgic for me. My dad lives on Diet Coke, so like, it's close to my heart. It took me a long time, and actually my 4-year-old is the one when we're at Costco that's like, no, mommy, you can't buy that. That's bad for you. We're not allowed diet pop in our house anymore. So yeah, we're also like on a big fruit and vegetable kick. We are into the microbiome.
Yeah, since forever.
Yeah, we've been like really,
fruits are the best.
Yeah, we're big on like making sure that fruits and vegetables are in the house. So yeah, I think my big mantra, I think, is like health is wealth. And again, we're, across all businesses, and like thriving people will always tell you that, that's your number one. Without your health, none of the other things matter. Doesn't matter what numbers in your bank account. It doesn't matter what you own. It doesn't matter how you're feeling. It really is about I guess it is. It's about how you're feeling. You're physically and mentally, your health.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a little bit about my 40th birthday. So I also, while I was digging around, I wanted to, like I said, kind of see what other people were doing. So I found this really fun document. I thought we could kind of brush on some things. I went over it myself to kind of see how I related, but I'm interested to see how Jacob's gonna, what's his take's gonna be on all these things. Because sometimes you don't talk about this kind of stuff with your partner, right? You're like, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I guess so. We'll see what it is.
Okay. So it was actually 40 different things that happen at your 40, but I've kind of just narrowed down to the ones that I thought were cool and relevant, that we're going to kind of talk about tonight. So the first one is feeling more comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not turning 40 yet, and I still got
2 years to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years.
I thought this was interesting because
Year and a half.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to get to it. We got a long life and maybe hopefully many episodes of podcasting to do. But yeah, I would say most women probably would confirm that they did not feel great in their own skin for a very long time, which is the ironic part is it's in your prime, right? You're 20, you're 30, like you look amazing. You're in the prime of your life in terms of your appearance. And you don't feel comfortable in your own skin. We have all these like body dysphoria issues, and mental health issues that people don't feel good about themselves. And you can speak to this, but I felt like you were always really Maybe not comfortable, but you looked confident.
Huh. Yeah. No, I'd definitely say I feel more comfortable in my own skin now. And yeah, when I was younger, yeah, yeah, even guys get that too. I'm sure it's much worse for women, but you just, you're picking out all your flaws and you're, over analyzing what's wrong with yourself, and then when you look back, you're just like, nobody saw that, or
Yeah, it
it
was
wasn't a big deal
ridiculous.
anyways.
Right?
So yeah, as you get older, I think you realize that, and yeah, there's no need to worry about it
No, for sure.
whatsoever.
No. No one else is even thinking about it. They're all worried about their own meat bodies, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, we both, yeah, I mean, coming this far to being 40, I feel like, yeah, we're in pretty good shape for 40. I know you're not
Yeah,
40
as
yet,
long
but
as we're taking care of ourselves, of
yeah,
course.
yeah, you're feeling good. Awesome. Okay, so the next one was that you don't care about being cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when that went away. I
You're
feel
like,
like
I
I
was
used
20.
to care, but then you have kids, and then that, yeah,
Do you care about being
that
cool to your
coolness just goes
kids? Do you
away.
want your kids to think you're cool?
I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe.
Yeah. I work, obviously I'm teaching dance all day, so I think that like it is kind of still relevant. I mean, maybe you're always trying to balance, though, like them respecting you, right? And sometimes
Yeah.
you toe that line where like they think you're cool and then they don't respect you and they walk all over you because you're cool, right? So yeah, I definitely don't think I care if my peers think I'm cool. I don't care if I know my friends, they just take me as I am. They don't, necessarily think I'm cool or not. But I think you touched on a really fun point too, which is like it takes effort to be cool.
Yeah.
You gotta spend your money. You gotta buy things. You gotta put things up in you gotta dress a certain way, get your hair done, get your.
Well, yeah, we were like when we were into punk when we were kids, like putting your outfit together, like that was a ton of work.
Yeah.
You're like sticking studs into your jackets and painting stuff on them. Like that was a lot of effort.
Yeah. The
There's no
process
way
of
I would paint my clothing now. There's
right?
no time.
Exactly. The 1 foot mohawks off your head.
Yeah.
Like giant spikes and corns. Yeah. Even just the sewing. You guys were like tapering all your clothes in at the bottoms.
Yeah, they didn't make stretch jeans then.
Right. Yeah. Did they have that fabric? No, everything was like polyester.
It was just starting to come out.
Mm-hmm. There was no Urban Outfitters.
No.
Awesome. Okay, so we don't care about being cool. We don't care what we look like anymore. I feel like I'm seeing like a trend. It's just like we don't care. It's great.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive. Okay, so the next one, and actually this is a perfect prelude, you already touched on it, is that you are far more aware that time is precious.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like this is like a resounding conversation in our house. Not enough time. Not enough time. There's never enough time. We don't have enough time. We want to do all these things. We don't have enough time.
Yeah, and this stage in our lives, I feel like we're working the hardest. So that's the one thing you can't control is how much time you have to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you should be very excited because I sat in on a 5-hour lecture today all about how to multiply time. That was literally the title of the 5 hours of lectures. Multiply time. I'm like, can you multiply this time right now? Because I just sat here and listened to it for 5 hours.
Multiply time. Don't sleep.
No, I mean, he had we're going to talk about it later. I don't want to get it now because I'm so excited. We're going to do it after the break. We're going to talk about all the different, I'm going to, superimpose. What's the word? I'm going to pass on all the knowledge that I sat through, 10 hours of, constructive use of time and teaching how to be, it was a growth coach. It was my growth coach. So yeah, I will get to that later. But yeah, so we are more aware of time. And I would say, for me specifically, 40, we had our kids at 30. So we were a little bit later, starting our family. But now I just feel this time kind of speeding up on us. When somebody talks in terms of, they'll say to me like, oh, in a couple years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, in a couple years, Annabelle's going to be a teenager and Phoenix is going to be 8, and what does that mean for us in our relationship with our kids? So for me, it's specific to our family that the time is speeding up because our kids are going to be that much older, and I worry that these formative years when we have the time and the chance to get to spend with them, that it's fleeting, right? So it's definitely time is an issue at 40. You start to really be hyper aware of it. So the next one is asking for help when you need it. What do you think of that? You're like, never. I never ask for help.
What is that saying, that you do that more often now that you're older?
Yeah, it's saying like 40-year-olds can't afford to be stubborn. You know, usually your pride gets in the way, and now your weakness is, you're willing to, you don't see it as a weakness anymore. You're willing to ask for help.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, I feel like I'm more knowledgeable, so I just don't have to ask for help as often as I used to.
You feel like you asked for help before?
Sure, if I didn't know how to do something. All the time, I was calling my dad constantly, and now I don't run across anything like that too often.
Interesting. I call you 10 times a day for help.
Yeah.
I broke something. I can't do something. I need help. I call you a million times a day. So that resounds to me. And again, I think like, it depends on who you are, but if you're taking on big projects, and again, we're going to get into this later with the growth of my business. If you're taking on projects, you need help. Like, you cannot do this kind of stuff by yourself. It just gets overwhelming, right? So yeah, we talked today in our growth coaching about asking for help and delegating and hiring help, right, when you're running a business. So I agree with that. I think I'm way more likely to ask for help now than I was in my 30s. You're more discerning, so you know what you like. You're more particular, you're more picky. And I know that resounds for you.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you like, you know what you don't like. I don't think you're inflexible.
Yeah.
You're open to trying new things.
Yeah.
But
but if you don't have a choice and you just got to eat something, it's not going to bother you. Where when you're a kid, you're just like, no, I'm not going to eat that. That's gross or whatever.
So you think it's opposite?
As an adult, you just be like, whatever. It's food.
Just feed me.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now. I get off work at 8 o'clock at night. I've been working since 4, and I'm usually starving. Okay. Oh, this one, we talked about this. I'm like, I don't know. Okay, moms, Relda and mom, you need to turn your podcast off. Fast forward for 5 seconds. How about the sex life?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What's the headline there?
It's saying that your sex life is the best that it's ever been.
That it's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you're in a really
sure.
good point in your sex life.
That all comes down to experience.
Okay.
Yeah. When you're young, you don't know what you're doing, and you put some time into it, then then you're
some time
you
and
get
effort.
good at it before your body is in decline. So that probably is a true statement.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought of that, but we're still able to do it. So, this is probably the best time. This is where the axis meets experience versus aging.
Yeah.
Broken backs.
Sure.
Backs are in the future, and when broken backs come, no sex happens. If your back hurts too bad, there's no sex.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think you said experience, but I also think if you are lucky, and if you end up with a partner long term, I know that's not in the cards for everyone, but it's not just experience with yourself, it's experience with your partner too, right? So you get to know your partner better, and you're in a position where...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, then you don't have, I don't know, if you were still dating at 40 or something like that, you have all the nerves that you did in the beginning. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
not.
either. We've been together since we were 20.
Yeah, give or take.
So we really know each other well. Okay, awesome. They touch too. I guess this kind of goes back to being comfortable in your own skin again. You're not worried about things that don't look good. You just don't care at that point, right?
Yeah, you just turn the lights off.
Totally. Close your eyes and turn the lights off. It's fine.
No, it's
I'm not offended. It's fine. Yeah, I love this one. This resonated so much for me when I read this. I was like, yes, this is me. This is my 40s. Just giving up on toxic relationships. And I'm not even pinpointing at anyone in particular. I think you just, you give up on things that don't again, it goes back to that time is so precious, right? So if you're in a relationship, or let's just say a situation, to not make anyone feel bad, it's not anyone's fault whether, I don't even like the word toxic. Let's just say like a non-compatible, right? If you all of a sudden have this friendship that like you've grown apart, or you have separate interests, it's just not worth keeping it.
Mm-hmm.
I love, I'm going to quote one of our best friends, Sean Harris. We were having this discussion with him. And what did he tell us?
Yeah.
I want you to swear instead of me. Don't say the F word.
Oh, or we can just, yeah, whatever. If it's not a heck yes, it's a heck no.
Oh, it's so innocent. Okay, perfect. But you get the idea that like, yeah, it's really important that like, if it's not a heck yes, then it's a heck no. If somebody, invites you, I mean, again, they talk about this later in the 40 things at 40, but yeah, you just get better at saying no, right? You're like, I already know all the things. We watched this Jerry Seinfeld stand up, his most recent one, and he was saying like, I already know what that restaurant's going to be like. I already know what it's like. I'm going to get on that plane. I already know I'm going to be on that resort. I'm going to be on that beach. I'm going to get a sunburn. It's going to be hot. Like you at 40 have so much experience that it's easy to say no. So it's easy to say no to people. It's easy to say no to situations. It's easy to say no, period. Right. And that is huge for me right now. I feel like that's going to be a big moving forward lesson. And they touched on it today in the, with our growth coaches too. Like if you are, they talked about it in terms of distraction, right? And you've always been like this. I think I've learned this like straight from you, is you're just like, I'm so desperate for time to do art or time to do music. So I'm not going to succumb to this distraction. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So awesome. Okay. Yeah. So you stop taking your health for granted. So you start really focusing in on like, taking care of yourself in your 20s and 30s. Think of all the dumb things we did.
Yeah. And stuff starts to break down. It was funny. I think about that when we were young, like everything was new. Everything you owned was new. So like you rarely ran into problems with things breaking down. Even we just drove our cars and didn't put oil changes in them or anything, and like they everything just kind of kept going. And now that you get old, your body kind of does the same thing. You start to notice the wear and tear. It starts to break down, and you're like, whoa, I gotta at least clean this.
I need yeah, I need a tune up.
Yep.
Does that bring you to the doctor?
No.
We might as well just let it out, because I'm sure it's going to come up. We will keep this as non-political as possible.
Well, sure, yeah.
Right? It comes down to
I
policy.
think it's best to take care of what you can at home, and really, not stress about something until it's actually an emergency. If we can maintain our health on our own, that's, I don't think you need to get doctors involved.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm obviously, you're going to hear this throughout the podcast, I'm huge in naturopathy. I'm very interested in, self-healing, literally like, manifesting health, as well as using a lot of different, molecules that are for homeopathic that we've either lost in tradition along the way, things that we used to use with shamanism. And we'll be talking about lots of different stuff on here.
Okay.
Too much? Too deep? Okay. Stick to the script. That's what he's saying. Okay. No, we're good. We're good. Okay. So yeah, I think this was a huge thing, and I think you've always taught this to me through our marriage, and we do have that kind of personality. In every marriage, there's going to be the wow person that's like, oh my gosh, this is such a good idea. I want to do this. And then there's going to be the person that's the how person, where like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to afford this? How will this get done? So this goes along with kind of that. And it was that you realize that, most of your concerns aren't the end of the world.
Yes.
Yeah. So what does that look like in our marriage?
Yeah. Constantly me telling you it's not the end of the world, I guess, for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was ironworking for 8 years, and that really, like, if I wasn't like on top of a building, like staring down far down to the ground, like feeling like you could die at any moment. Like it was, the rest of life just seemed so relaxing and, not stressful.
Yeah.
So kind of getting through that when we would come up on everyday mundane situations and you would freak out about it, to me, like, it's like there's nothing to be stressed out about here. I don't.
Yeah.
Our lives aren't in danger. We can work through this issue.
Right.
Figure it out.
And I am an overreactor.
Yeah, I guess.
I think
I am an underreactor.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's nice we kind of find a balance. I try to excite you a little bit, and you try to deflate the situation.
Yeah.
You try to stifle me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I don't feel stifled. Because if I do, I start lighting firecrackers off in the house.
Yeah.
One little eye roll, I can see it. I'm like, oh, he's rolling his eyes at me. That's it. No, but it's good. I think it's good if there was two of me, then it would just be, dumpster fire. And if it was two of you, then nothing would happen. Just stay still. Okay, awesome. So yeah, there was a little portion here. I was talking about traveling. It was that you realize you should have traveled more in your younger years. And I actually just brought that up because I disagree with that. I feel like we did tons of traveling when we were young. You were mostly traveling for work.
Yeah, I did a lot of traveling with work.
We know, 20-year-olds that were like globe-trotting in their 20s.
Yeah, we never really did that.
No. Shout out to Jeff Emmett, who knows where he is in the world right now.
Yeah.
He's going to be somewhere in the world. So we're not sure. Every time we talk to him, he's somewhere else. So yeah, I guess we didn't do anything like that. But yeah, I taught overseas for 2 years in Korea. And Jacob was doing a ton of traveling within Canada for ironworking. And yeah, I mean, once a year we do a fun trip and do something Caribbean, and we actually do a lot of camping. We are so into camping. I'm sure you'll hear more about it in the summer months when we're actually doing it. But yeah, so I didn't relate to that. I felt like now we've traveled and we will continue to travel, and we love traveling.
Yeah, I've still never been over the pond though.
Oh, which pond?
Either direction, the ocean.
Oh, okay. You've never been to South America, and you've never been to Europe or Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my traveling was North
in
America.
North America.
And North America.
Bahamas.
Yeah, that's still North America, right?
Jamaica. That's Central America.
Yeah.
Latin America. Central America.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's in between. Okay, so yeah, I feel like we love traveling, and we'll just keep traveling more. And really, I'm in my head, I'm like, when I read that, I'm like, when you're young, you don't have any money. Like, how are these people traveling with no money?
I'm also kind of glad with what we picked though, because you're gonna appreciate Europe and stuff a lot more when you're older.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I did it when I was young, I would probably be like, "Whoa, that looks cool," but I wouldn't. Like now, I have so much more appreciation for the old architecture and everything.
For sure.
Where when I was young, I probably would have, thought it looked cool, but I just wouldn't have remembered it as much.
Yeah, now
or
you have
been looking for it even, right?
Now you have so much construction experience, and you're
Yeah.
like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so they talked about savings. So if you're 40, where are you in terms of your retirement plans? We talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Jacob's like, yeah, that goes in the end of the world conversation that I don't want to have. But no, I feel like, yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about it, then you are keeping it forefront in your mind, and you're like whittling away at it. It's not something, unfortunately, that we can even guarantee a pension, or we can guarantee that we're going to have, enough to sustain us at the end. So you really do need to think about your retirement. Again, I didn't resonate with this. We've made some financial, specifically real estate moves, that is like planning for our retirement. So yeah, I felt like we were, again, I think I read most of these and I was like, check. Okay, this is good. This is why I don't have any anxiety to turn 40, because all these things that these people are worrying about, I feel like we've, high five.
Yeah, we've done pretty well.
Yeah, we're doing it. Okay, so yeah, this we don't have to talk about this. This is the same thing. You wear what you want to wear. So yeah, I think that kind of goes along with like not worrying about if you're cool. You're just going for comfort. I never thought I would see my husband in yoga pants.
Sweatpants.
Sweatpants. He was like a diehard jeans wearer forever.
Yeah.
Finally he got some jogging pants. He doesn't jog, but he wears sweatpants now around the house. How do you feel in them? I've been wearing sweatpants. I don't think I ever got out of sweatpants. I have no waist.
It's obvious they're comfortable.
Yeah. I have no waist, so I've always wore yoga pants or stretch pants. Like, jeans are not my friend. Okay, this talks about, and I love this because I thought it was a good interlude for us again. The first, few weeks or months or years, who knows, of our podcasting was really just going to kind of be, developing us and kind of giving you guys some insights into who we are and what we are. So this talked about your favorite music being classic rock. No, absolutely not. No, thank you. But I thought it was interesting because we've been concert goers forever. I would say we spent most of our excess money in our 20s and 30s going to concerts.
Yeah, we were probably more involved with music than your average person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we did lots of music festivals. Well, like once a year at least, few a year.
Yeah.
So
and kind of went through all the things too, all the different genres. Like, I don't know. As we said before, started out in punk and then kind of you go into indie and metal and then electronic and then you start going to festivals and raves and stuff or whatever.
Yeah. We're having a good time.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But we never really never just settled for classic rock.
No, yeah, I know. I thought that was funny. I'm like, well, everything else. But no, I just thought it was interesting because we have had the phenomena of looking up a music festival and being like, we don't know one of these bands.
Yeah, and it's funny to see the bands that they were like a unheard of opener back in the day, and now they're the headline of the show, and you're just like, what, those guys?
Yeah, like, oh, of all the people, those are the guys that made it. Yeah, I know, it's surprising, right? But yeah, I just feel like you can tell at 40 that you're not into all the like top 40 music. You're not, you don't stay current the way you do when you're young.
No, I still try to stay current with some music, but I don't know if I would call it current.
It's not the top 40 on the radio.
It's not what the kids are listening to.
No.
But I've definitely found some new music that I enjoy these days.
Yeah, I have I'm so blessed with my job that it kind of forces me to always be keeping up on music. So obviously the population of kids, they love music and they want to hear the songs that are on the radio in their classes. And I feel like I've always like kind of given them a taste of other different musics too. But like, it's nice when you're forced into your job, being your hobby, right? That's the beautiful part about your hobby being your job, is that it really does force you to keep listening to different music and, keep exploring music. So yeah, I think we're still in it, but we're just, we're 40. I'm not Jacob, just me. I loved this one. Even after 8 hours of sleep, you are still tired.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What is up with that? Why am I so tired? I mean, you tell yourself it's because you're so busy during the day and you're going a mile a minute, but really, like, I could go on 2 hours of sleep when I was 20.
Yeah, well, I was never a morning person.
No.
But yeah, no, it's just like that morning feeling doesn't wear off.
Just tired forever. Poor Annabelle, our daughter, she is 8 and she is loves to sleep. That kid, same thing. She could sleep for 8 hours a day.
That was me when I was young. I was exactly the same. My parents were yelling at me. Christmas morning, like, all my brothers would be up, like, bouncing off the walls, and my parents would be like, gotta wait till everybody's here, and I'd just sleep right in.
Oh my gosh. We haven't talked about this yet, but Jacob is one of 5 boys. He's the oldest of 5 brothers. Mm-hmm. So when he says Christmas morning and brothers, there's 5 of them all waiting for him to get up. Oh, I guess 4. I did not like to read this one. I just tried to ignore it. I'm like, nope, it's not happening. It's not me, but starting to forget more often. Do you think that?
What?
You start to forget things more often? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, good one. I thought it was maybe just like you don't care. Like you don't care to remember. It just goes along the lines of, like, but I guess even if you want to remember, you can't.
I think our brains work, or wherever memory goes, it kind of works like a storage disk.
Yeah.
So it has to delete stuff off of it as you're going along. So where your brain decides whatever's important and whatever isn't, and sometimes you'll take in stuff and then your brain just like, no, I don't need that. And then
forget
you
about
go look for it later. Not there.
I love that. That's a good analogy. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely, I feel like, you start forgetting stuff, but I just attributed it with, I'm just going a mile a minute. So I'm forgetting because I'm just, going around so crazy, but it's true. It could just be like a database. Like your brain's like a computer, right?
Yeah. And more experience, it fills up.
Yeah. There's more memories.
When you're a kid, you got tons of room in there and you hang on to everything. And
yeah. Again, I will talk about this after the break, but they were talking about, neuroplasticity, which was like a big discovery in the 80s, just oh yeah, you like that? Gives you some hope for the future.
Yeah, I guess
you can move things around, you can keep learning.
It's the sky's the limit with that.
Yeah, it's great. Our brain's so unused to, in terms of like, utilization. Yeah, and you can change it. Yeah, so they were talking about that today, just like the power of the mind and how you're able to change it. But yeah, we'll talk about more after the break, kind of what our take from our coaches were, which was awesome. They talked about laugh lines and crow's feet and all the wrinkles. It's crazy. I've had this I don't know if it's because I'm in a transitional period. I mentioned this with my studio. So before I was a one-man show. We call it, they started calling it a solopreneur, which just means, you run a business, but it's just you. You had a solopreneur as well.
Preneur? Yeah.
Preneur?
I don't know how you'd say that.
Yes, solopreneur. Preneur? Whatever. You know what I mean? You run your own business, but you do everything.
Yeah.
You don't have anyone else working for you. You don't have a team. You're just by yourself.
Yeah, that was me too.
Yeah, that's always been us. I mean, we're a team, me and you, but that's the only other, coworker we ever had.
Yeah.
You're working by yourself. So anyways, the reason why I bring it up is because now I have a team. Now I'm teaching and I have an administration person. I have a secretary, and part of her job is to take videos and take pictures for our social media accounts and whatever. And I also simultaneously joined, like I said, I keep referring to this, but I've been doing growth coaching. So a lot of it's online. So I'm like on a video a lot. I'm looking at myself and it's crazy. I mean, again, this goes back to being comfortable in your own skin, but I've never looked at myself like this and been like, oh my God, like I love my face. I just love my face. It's so weird. It's such a weird phenomena that like I'm going through. So I'm like, I like the wrinkles. I like I like the evolution that's changing in my face. I still like, the expressions, but it's crazy. I don't know how to explain it except for it's a phenomena. So yeah. I can't say to the wrinkles and the crow's feet anything because I'm loving my face more than I ever have my whole life, which is crazy to me. Yeah. I actually was very interested to what you think about this, especially as we're doing our very first podcast. That public speaking doesn't feel like such a torture. So do you want to kind of talk about your personality or your early experiences?
Sure. Yeah, I hated it. Yeah, I did not like public speaking at all.
No.
Especially if it was forced. Even this, just talking into a mic feels sort of forced, but...
I forced you to do this.
No, it's good.
I just meant any conversation with people.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's a comfort thing. It's, I was a shy kid and kind of grew up that way, but was never crippling, but it was, had its moments where...
You don't think it was crippling?
No.
Okay.
No, I've definitely seen worse, and I knew that when I was young.
You're like, at least I'm not as shy as that guy.
Yeah, I'm not that bad.
Yeah, and you said you had lots of friends when you were a kid.
Yeah, I always had friends. I didn't have trouble making friends, which was...
Maybe my experience with you being so shy and nervous is because we met when we were 20 and I was a girl.
Yeah.
that you liked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just have this vivid memory of you in your 20s as just being so nervous. And
Yeah.
so difficult for you to like talk to me or anyone. So yeah, I think for me to watch kind of your evolution, and I think you did, like you touched on the fact that it was comfort level. So I don't know, you can attest to this or can like correct me, but I think it's your comfort level with the other person, but more important, as I've watched you as your partner, it's your comfort level with the subject matter.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And maybe that's not comfort, maybe that's just disinterest.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm comfortable. I just don't care.
Well, yeah, I feel like a lot of introverted people, that's probably a lot of the problem, is that they're just not dealing with subject matter that they're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of get anybody to open up and, you know.
If you talk about something they like or something they're interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Yeah. So I thought that one was really interesting. I'm like, I've seen such an evolution in you now that you have your kids and you're comfortable and you're confident in your abilities and your job and you have your art.
Well, yeah, when you're old, yeah, you can't not be. You need to be able to communicate, and I feel like as humans, like that's kind of what we're doing, is just like, you know, improving our communication skills and figuring out how to work with one another, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's how you further yourself, right? Is being able to develop communication skills that can either put you in a better position or, you know, position yourself differently the way you want to be in your career or your family, your relationships, right? It's all based on communication, which I guess, but the podcast, thus the podcasting. It's never been more popular ever in the history of humanity. People just taping themselves shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're excited to be doing it, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Okay, I got 2 more, and then we're going to take a break because we have to put our kids to bed. They're probably running the roost upstairs.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We're not done. I got 2 more things.
Oh, 2 more?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, we're done. Okay. Never mind. I don't like this one.
Huh?
Okay, I'll brief over it. It says you wish you would have taken more racy selfies when you're younger.
Huh?
Huh? Do you wish you took more nudes of yourself when you were younger?
No.
Maybe this is only for a girl thing.
Maybe.
Wait, and the later part of it, the explanation was not to share with anyone necessarily, just to keep as a personal memento.
So you can look back on?
You just hold the picture up and beside yourself in the mirror. You're like, oh no. I just stand naked in front of a mirror and look at the picture. I don't like that one. Okay, it was dumb. Maybe that's why I wanted to talk about it. I thought it was so stupid. Yeah, okay, I love this one. And this is the perfect interlude. I will finish up with this one because this has become my, you know, biggest focus in my 40. The only thing that I wasn't comfortable with was my work and family balance. So the balance between my work and my life. The only thing that I was worried about coming into my 40th birthday was just that I'm not comfortable with how much I'm still working on the ground floor of my business. So yeah, like I said, it's perfect interlude. In the last 2 months since September.
Yes.
Let's go back to February.
No, I think
February was dark. February, March, April, May, June.
Well, it was all summer too. Well, yeah.
This is the end of the world conversation. Jake talking me off the ledge every single day. Because I couldn't explain why I was upset. And the reason why I was upset is because I hadn't hired a team. I was running a dance studio. I was a solopreneur. Did I say it right? Proner. Yeah. I was a solopreneur. I was doing everything by myself. I hadn't hired a team. I hadn't trusted people. I hadn't shared the wealth and the joy of my business with anyone else. I wasn't willing to let anybody else in, or I wasn't willing to ask for help. So yeah, so it's a good spot for us to take a break, and we will be back. I will be talking about all of those things. If you are like me, doing it all by yourself, running a business by yourself, definitely tune in, because all the stuff that we're going to talk about next is really life-changing and has been life-changing for me for the last 2 months.
Yeah,
Bye.
we'll be back.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're still working out technical difficulties. We need new chairs, new mic stands, no. We're writing Christmas lists for this podcast.
Yeah, it's all thrown together.
What?
Oh.
Rude. We had notes.
Okay.
What?
No, I meant the setup.
Oh.
Sorry, it looked like it was recording both at the same time, but
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we are back. Our kids are in bed. We definitely have fine-tuned the bed situation, but yeah, I don't understand how we have, friends that are parents that they say that they just tell their kids to go to bed and their kids go to bed.
yeah.
Can you ever imagine that? I think we're going to be like 16 and the kids are still going to need to get tucked into bed.
No, I don't think so.
Feeny would be great if he just got into bed.
Yeah.
He's like Barry Steinberg. He just passes out wherever he is.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're in bed. Great. We're back. So yeah, I was touching on this a little bit before, not to get into some sappy sob story, but yeah, I think the only thing close to a midlife crisis that I was experiencing was in my business.
That was definitely a midlife crisis.
It looked like that, didn't it? It looks like I was in crisis mode. Yeah, because I was upset the fact that I think, again, I have to tell this backstory and I feel like a broken record. I've told this a million times, but our kids, just a backstory, our kids were homeschooled up until now. There was a decision when Anna was 2, like pre-COVID. Obviously, COVID-19 brought everyone into the homeschooling realm, so it became like a really popular topic. And then, yeah, so we got out of COVID. We kept homeschooling Annabelle. She is 8 now, and in June of this past year, she decided she wanted to go to school. So for us, our day typically looked like, since the kids were born, for the last 8 years, it looked like me homeschooling them, having them home all day, which was wonderful. And then Jake would get home around 5 o'clock at night. And he would take over, and he would be, doing the parenting at night while I was working, all night, every night, Monday to Thursday. So yeah, in Tuesday, 2 things kind of simultaneously happened. In February or March, I decided that I, really wanted to grow my business. I wanted more of a team. I wanted to grow the building. Everything happens all at the same time. It's never just one idea. I want to go into maximum hyperdrive with whatever I'm doing. 'Cause we're going to talk about this in a bit, but yeah, I'm the wow person. I'm the person who comes up with all these, crazy ideas, and my poor husband has to listen to it and manifest it and help me do it. He becomes the only reason why I wasn't a solopreneur is because my husband was always along with me, especially helping me with all the construction part. So whatever idea I had, it also needed a building that kind of went with it. And he was doing all that stuff for us. So in February, I wanted all these things to happen. This is before Anna decided to go to school. And so I started growing my business. I hired a couple dance teachers. I expanded into Friday and Saturday, which I hadn't done before. I built out my classes. So now I was starting at 4 p.m. and I was going till 8 or 9 p.m. And then Anna dropped this bomb on us that she wanted to go to school. So as parents, as we always do, we pivot and we rebound, and we do what the best is for our children. So for that, for us, that was to send them to school. But then I was left in this really unfortunate position where I had relied on the homeschooling experience to spend time with my kids. I was, assuming that I was going to get to spend days with them, and then I didn't mind that I kind of had time off at night where I got a break from them, and Jacob would take over and do all the things at night. So that was a really big shift in our family dynamics that started in September. So yeah, of course, like I said, we pivot as parents, and I really realized that it wasn't enough for me to, build up the business and have a couple teachers on Friday and teachers on Saturday to cover me. I needed administration. I needed a secretarial staff. I needed more teachers because the teachers needed to teach for me at night. And I wanted to really completely remove myself so I could be home and have dinners with the kids, and really overhaul my business so that I had a team and I had people working for me that I could delegate to. So at that point, that was in September. We hired all these, we hadn't hired anyone yet. I can't even remember.
September.
October. It almost happened simultaneous.
Hmm.
That I hired the growth coach team.
Oh yeah.
Right. So yeah, in September.
You were looking at hiring teachers
at that point.
At the end of the year, yeah.
No, in September. I had already hired Celeste and Cass
like
to do
June,
Friday.
Right?
Yeah, I started in September with them.
Right.
They were teaching Friday, Saturday, but the Monday to Thursday I was doing 4 till 8 p.m. and having the kids in school was a nightmare. So, so I almost simultaneously I hired a growth coaching company. They are called the Dance Studio Owners Association. They are an owner of a group of individuals. It's a coaching program that includes over 50,000 different dance studio owner participants. And I really love it. I think I was first drawn to it because it was bringing together specifically, people in my business. How many people have thought, I can take advice from a business person. I can take, all the growth coaching situations, but it's not exactly my business, right? I needed people that related to me and specifically to how I was running a dance studio, because it's not like any other business. In my mind, you have so many different working parts. You have all these families that you love and you cherish, and you really are creating like a school, right? It's the only other scenario where you're creating a community, you're creating a school. So finding them was like a big move for me. So then the next little bit of our podcast, I'm just going to kind of embark on, or again, what's the word for like passing on? I'm going to not embark. What's that word? What's the word for pass on? Impasse?
Relay?
I don't like that word either. We'll think about it. Anyways, I'm going to pass on the information that I got over the last 2 days, because the last 2 days specifically was a online conference retreat, and it was amazing. We had 2 keynote speakers that I'm just gonna kind of relay some information on. Hopefully, it resonates with you guys as well, because I thought, again, while I was listening to these people, I mean, they work in the field of doing public speaking and public motivation. Not necessarily any particular business. They both have amazing resumes. They've written books. So the first guy that we listened to was yesterday. His name was John Acuff. Just some backstory on him. So he has written best-selling authors. He has been a keynote speaker for about 10 years. He works in written advertisement. He worked for big companies like Home Depot, Chick-fil-A. He told some really candid stories about the owner of Chick-fil-A and the relationship that they have. So yeah, really personal guy, and really his big thing was like on networking. And I think I'm learning this that like any business, again, I was feeling alone and isolated, that no one in my environment understood kind of what I was going through and what the pressures and the expectations were of me running specifically a dance studio. It's not like any other business, it's a dance studio. So I thought it was really cool, that this guy was able to come on and kind of teach us some like over any kind of business. Any entrepreneur can take these concepts. Any person can take these concepts. You don't have to be running a business to kind of change some of the ways that you think. And it really was about like mindset and changing your mind and changing the way that you think about stuff. So I thought it was really cool. His concept was he walked us through kind of 4 steps or stages that you go through when you make decisions, when you're specifically doing decision making, and goal planning. So we were just talking about this on the break, whether it's funny, you're married for 20 years and you don't ask your partner, like, do you set goals? Like, do we set goals together? Do we plan things, or are we just kind of like, flying by the seat of our pants and waiting for the day to end, trying to fall into bed and get all the things done, right? And you said you did? You said you do goal plan?
Yeah,
goal and plan?
I set goals, but like they're probably not whatever. I have like artistic goals.
Oh.
So I have ideas that pop into my head all the time. I'll kind of categorize what, is important for me to do next, and I work on one project at a time, and then when I finish it, I move on. I don't really have like a sketchbook of unfinished work all over the place. Like I just do one and finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So I always kind of have a backlog of ideas, and I'll kind of swap that around and what I want to do next. And then sometimes it's like, oh, I want to work on making music or something like that, and I'll put off the other stuff. But like that's the goals I set for myself. Obviously before, when I had my business, it was you know, categorizing that with clients and, same kind of goal setting.
You're trying to get
But
like a job done or something.
but again, I guess it's all still pretty like nearsighted. I wasn't setting like long-term, 5-year plan type of goals or whatever.
Right. Yeah, and that, I mean, they did the discussions that happened yesterday were literally like, you need a goal for tomorrow, and you need a goal for the next day, and you need a goal for a month from now, and you need a goal for 3 months from now, and you need a goal for 5 months from now. And again, obviously it depends on like what you're doing. I think personal goals are like, something you want to do. Like I want to run a 5K race, right? Or I want to, organize the garage, right? We all have these kind of concepts as we run into them in our daily life. And if it's a big goal, if it's something big, I mean, when I look at your art projects, I would classify as that. So I think even if you don't physically say it, or you don't, you don't write it down, maybe in your mind you are kind of thinking, I'm going to work 10 minutes every day, or, I'm going to get this one little piece of this. I'm going to get that. He does mandalas. So like, maybe I'm just going to get this outermost layer done by the weekend or something,
Yep.
So it is really kind of making it about smaller goals that lead up to your bigger goal. And we're doing that with our real estate too. It's like Monopoly, where we're like, okay, we're going to get 2 houses, and now we're going to get 3 houses, and now we're going to try to get an apartment building, like you do set smaller goals that eventually you're hoping are going to lead to a big goal, right? So that's what he was talking about. He was doing goal setting, reaching your highest potential. He was talking about like even just, relationship goals or mental health or health goals. So you really can set any kind of goals for your life. And then we specifically kind of went down into these 4 stages. So this is how he described it. So for every goal you have 4 different stages that you're going to work at. Your first stage is you're going to dream. So that's, a passing thought. You end up thinking, oh, hey, I would love to do this. I want to do this art project. I want to clean the garage. I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to, teach my kid piano, whatever your passing dreams are. Then you're going to have a planning phase. So you're kind of thinking like, okay, how am I going to do this? This is like a big goal for me. How am I going to plan it? And then you have the do phase, where you actually execute it and you do it. And then in a perfect world, you have a review stage, which, I mean, again, these don't have to be something that you sit down at a desk and you write out. It could be with a business. It's a great thing. That's kind of what his take home message was. But yeah, so he kind of went through this. And again, I love this because this was so relatable to me. I think you try to put yourself in that scenario, right?
That's very relevant to the art pieces too.
Yeah. It's relevant to life. Like if you're not doing, you already are doing this. That's the crazy part, right?
Well, yeah, you have to.
You have to, right? You wouldn't even get yourself, I'm planning to get up tomorrow and get to work. Like, great. Okay. So you planned it, you dreamt it, you planned it, you got up, you got dressed, you got to work, right? Maybe you review it at the end of the day. Oh, yesterday went really badly. We just do this as humans. We do this all the time. But if you're really trying to accomplish a goal, if you are somebody who is like struggling and you think like, I can't get past this one stage. So he was really great at explaining kind of what happens. And it's great because you can really relate to like any one of these stages getting stuck, right? So he talked about the dreamer having, thousands of ideas. Everyone can think of that person, that comes up with like the most harebrained ideas. They're always coming at you with something different, something new. But no action. Nothing ever happens, right? They're just always dreaming and thinking about stuff, and nothing actually gets executed. I definitely feel like this is, something maybe that is when you're younger, right? We always say like younger people are dreamers. Think of the ideas our kids have,
Well, yeah, and you don't really know how to execute stuff yet.
Yeah, you have no money, no time. You don't have your own car, right? How are you gonna do it, right? So yeah, so dreamer is the first stage. People can get stuck kind of in that stage of just being a dreamer all the time. And then he talked about being in the plan stage, that perfectionists. People that are perfectionists get stuck. They have these big dreams and they get stuck in the planning because.
Yeah, I do that a lot with social media stuff.
What do you mean?
I'll just think about something and I won't post it because, it has to be perfect.
Yeah, what are you going to say? How's it going to look?
And then when I do, it's not perfect anyways, so what was I waiting for?
Yeah. I feel like you learned that this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't.
I'm still holding on to all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's good. That means that you got more stuff to release. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely check out his Instagram. It's kaleidoscopedesigns_JA. The fact that he even has that right now, I'm very proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
It took a lot of me yapping for years that I needed you to put it on social media so other people could enjoy it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so we see the perfectionists getting stuck in this planning stage. It's very hard for them to even put something out there because they're afraid that it's not perfect. And you're right. The reality is it's not going to be perfect, and I will get to this. But he really talked about this, is that's why you have the review stage.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't want to skip it. We get after the planning, so we have the dream, we have the ideas, we get to the planning, we plan out what we're going to do. And then we get to the do phase, which again is exceedingly difficult. If you get to the do phase in any of this, it's hard because we have so many distractions, right? We are so busy. We all have so much going on.
Well, the do phase is what takes the longest typically.
Yeah, you got to actually build it, do it, make it, do that marathon, run, give up that chocolate bar, clean out the garage. Like the do phase, maybe the do phase is, it takes a long time. So actually the guy that we had today did spend a lot of time in this do phase, which I loved. I love that it was kind of this as the interlude, and then we had the do phase next. They are very, very talented at the DSOA. So the last phase is the review phase, and I actually identified with this. I have no problem. I plan it. I do it, especially now with the studio. We've been in our 14th year. A lot of these planning, doing, dreaming. The dreaming's kind of already done, right? We're doing the planning. We're doing the things. We're doing all the things. We had a Halloween party that we've already run. Now we have our Santa Claus parade coming up. These are already things that I've planned out of my business, and we're doing them. I get stuck in the review phase. I don't review. I don't look back. I have no reflection, not retroflection.
Yes.
I don't reflect. I just keep going forward. And the problem with that is that you keep making the same mistakes.
Yes.
You end up just, a hustler, and you're obsessed with getting things done. So you don't take that time to review how it went, so that you don't make the same mistakes again. And when you go to do it again, it looks differently. It's more perfect, right? It's getting towards that stage of perfection when you include the review stage. So yeah, that was his kind of explanation to us. It was awesome. He really went into overthinking, the fear and how it steals your creativity. So, people really get stuck. It's not just necessarily that you're a perfectionist and you're stuck in the planning phase. It's the overthinking. You're afraid, right? You're afraid of what people are going to think. You're afraid it's not going to be well received. You're afraid it's not going to bring you what you thought it was going to bring you. So you have this goal, you set this goal, and you're afraid that, even if you get it, it's not going to make you happy, or it's not going to be the way you wanted. So we talked about that. And then he talked about neuroplasticity, which, we touched on a little bit when we were talking about turning 40, being 40. So the neuroplasticity is really exciting. It's been, I'm curious if you have time, you can look it up, when that started being in conversation, neuroplasticity. I'm curious, where the theory came from and when it started. But anyways, the reason why he brought it up is because the idea was that for neuroplasticity, your brain can change, and you can change your mind, and you don't have to be stuck in these, the same mindset or the things that were holding you back before. You don't have to be stuck in the dreamer phase. You don't have to be stuck as a perfectionist. You don't have to be stuck as a procrastinator. You don't have to be stuck as a hustler. You can change. You can change all these things, which I thought was so exciting to me and so empowering to think that if you have something that you really want to work on, just change it. Just start working little steps at a time.
It says neuroplasticity was first used in 1948. By a Polish neuroscientist, but the idea that the brain can change throughout life had been around for much longer. Oh.
Maybe it just started getting
William
highlighted.
James wrote about it. Oh, interesting.
Who?
William James in 1890.
1890?
Yeah.
Did they have
But
paper then? We all know who has the brains in this podcast.
So it's been around for a while, but I feel like it's just it's gotten more into the conversation recently.
Yeah. And so it should, right? It could be life changing if all of a sudden you're not stuck in the same thought process that you had. So his real, I think the actual book he wrote was called Soundtracks. So he was talking about this idea of soundtracks, John Acuff. So the idea of a soundtrack is that it's this repetitive thought. So think of something in your life that you kind of hear in your mind over and over again, you know. I would love to think that they're all like, I'm great. I'm so nice. I'm an awesome person. I was thinking about that Inside movie. No, what was it called? The kids were watching it. Is it Inside?
Yeah, I think so.
Inside Out or Outside In? Anyways, it was talking about the little girl and how she's like kind of developing all her different strengths and her different value system, right? And I think it's so important, and it really does. A lot of the things that they're finding with our study of mental health is that these soundtracks go back to childhood. You know, one thing happened as a kid, and that becomes your inner monologue. That becomes your like, you know, oh my gosh, that teacher told me that I was a bad boy. Now I'm a bad boy. You know, they can come from like really deep. And so, yeah, he described culture as just a collection of soundtracks, because we have soundtracks, being Canadian, we have a soundtrack of like things that we identify, ways that we identify ourselves. It's our mental mantras, right? So, it was really interesting because he was talking about, basically he was linking the fact that neuroplasticity is a thing, and he was extrapolating it to the fact that you can change these soundtracks. So whatever your soundtracks are that are causing you to be a dreamer that can't get anything done, or a perfectionist that can't put it out there, or a procrastinator that can't get the job done, or a hustler that refuses to look at your mistakes, you can change all these broken soundtracks. He kind of went through this idea of, identify them, get rid of them, retire them, replace them with new ones, and repeat the new ones to yourself often. Keep repeating these new soundtracks that you're trying to build, because man, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. These soundtracks are so built into you. They're intrinsic. They become the automatic response when you're faced with fear.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he kind of described this as being a way out of constantly being in a state of emergency. So you have an emergency that happens in your life. Let's say you broke down on the side of the road and you lost a tire, and now you have to call CA, or you have to go sit outside and try to figure out how to fix your tire. And then the next time it happens, or you might go home that day and you might put a tire patching kit in your car. So first you have an emergency, and then you make a process to fix it so that you don't have that emergency again, right? That's kind of like the loop of dealing with your emergency situation, where, your broken soundtrack, whether you're stuck at any of those different stages, might be you just keep making the same mistakes, right? Or you're always in an emergency state. You're always putting out fires. Without processes, without systems, you're always just going to be putting out fires. And then again, he brought it really close to home when he talked about business. So for me anyways, I think, there were so many different broken soundtracks that were happening. Sorry, we do need a mic stand, and my arm's getting too lazy. I can tell we're at the end of our podcast because I can't lift my arm anymore. So for me, it was just so relative, because my soundtracks were really interesting. That it was like a martyr. I was raised by this beautiful woman who is just always offering and always there for people, and she is just so happy. She lives in an altruistic mentality, and she was a teacher, so she was obviously functioning in a community. So regardless, it's not a bad thing. It's the most wonderful part of myself. I love that part of myself. But unfortunately, as a business owner, it puts you in that broken soundtrack where you think that you're the only one who can do it. You're the one who should be doing all the footwork. You can't delegate a team. You should, you should be the one doing all the work. And it ends up, putting you in this scenario where you wake up 10 years later and go, oh man, I should have asked for help. I should have got people around. So it was big for me. It resonated. So there was 3 questions that he really hit home. So if you want to try this at home, this is really fun. You can pick something that is your, something that you think about yourself. Pick anything, right? I'm tall, or I'm funny, or I'm mean. People don't like me. I know it's unfortunate, but the broken soundtracks, you're really going to be able to use these 3 questions to figure out whether it is a crappy soundtrack or not, whether it's broken or not, whether you need to retire it and try to replace it with something else because it's getting in your way. It's getting in your way of succeeding and getting things done in your life that you want. It's getting in your way of your goals.
Yeah, preconceived notions can be like anything.
Yeah.
There's I'm a liberal or whatever. You have, the way things work and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
There's a lot of things that I guess we just kind of, we're told at one point in our lives, and then we just believe that. And
yeah, sometimes we're not even told it. You just feel it, right? Emotions are such a strong thing that, like, you don't really have anything else to go on. So, like, if you felt stupid in that moment, then you think you're stupid, then you're stupid, then you're going to start acting stupid, and then it's self-fulfilling prophecy. It kind of goes from preconceived notion to self-fulfilling prophecy, where you start to fulfill it yourself. Right? Yeah. Okay, so these are the 3 questions. So pick something in your mind that you think it's a preconceived notion, or it's something that you think about yourself. And here's the 3 questions that you're going to ask to find out whether it's broken, it needs to get retired, kicked out, whether it's getting in your way of accomplishing your goals. So the first one is it true? Which a lot of times it's not even true, right? Like, oh, I think I'm short. I'm not even that short. Everyone told me I was short, so now I think I'm short. And now I think I can't do all these things because I'm a short person, right? I mean, it's a really, baby type of example, but it goes really deep. It could be anything. So is it true? So sometimes it is true. Sometimes you aren't the sharpest tack in the box. So it passes question 1. I'm not a great drummer. It's true. The second question is it helpful? So maybe I am short compared to everyone else, but is it helpful to keep telling myself that I'm short, that I can't do stuff because I'm short? Again, I'm giving a very innocent, thing to do, but think about whatever your mantra is, whatever your thing in your head is. I'm always late. I can't fix that. I don't know how to do that, right? You have all these preconceived notions of yourself. So yeah, is it true? Maybe it's not even true. Maybe you just thought it one day, everyone, oh, that girl kind of looked at me weird. Does she not like me? No one likes me. Maybe it's not even true. But if it is true, maybe it's not helpful. I failed that test that one time. Oh my God, I failed that test. Oh, I'm going to fail this test. I'm going to always fail my test. That one time I failed my test. It's not helpful. It's true you failed your test, but it's not helpful. And then the last one is it kind? So we really talked a lot, especially about, place of business. And again, I didn't give myself this luxury. I've never even tried this out of having a place that is psychologically safe. So maybe you can speak to this because you actually have coworkers, you have peer. I mean, you've always worked in the construction industry, so I guess this is probably going to be the worst place to show you psychological safety. But yeah, is it kind? Is this mentality, is this wherever you got this truth or the soundtrack, is it nice to you? Is it nice to think about it? Is it a kind thing to think about yourself?
Nice to yourself.
Yeah. Or to other people, right? Being in an environment that's psychologically safe. What do you think about construction workers? Psychologically safe?
That's a whole other
podcast.
Oh, whatever, yeah.
Psychologically safe in construction work sites.
Yeah.
I think they're more worried.
Good.
They're probably more worried about physical safety.
Oh, definitely.
You could physically get hurt.
Yes.
I guess if somebody
and you rely on those people though, so no, it's the people you work with is very important, and your relationship with them is, yeah,
it's important. But do they?
Yeah.
Do they harass each other?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so it looks different for every environment, right? Psychological safety they were talking about as being like he was really highlighting it being are you allowed to ask questions? Are you allowed to are you allowed to kind of pose things to your boss? Can you speak up for yourself to your boss? You can? You're nodding.
Oh, like,
Hopefully
are
Aaron's
you
not like,
asking
no.
this now?
Yeah, I'm just curious because
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't have
definitely.
a workplace environment yet. Like I'm still
Yeah.
developing my team,
And
right?
I guess I would say I was more kind of referring to ironworking before.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah, how do you feel about your psychological safety now?
Yeah. No. Now it's good.
Mhm.
We got a small good team.
And you have a good boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really great at like keeping an open mind and being open to you guys and what your ideas are, and empowering you.
Yeah.
Allowing you autonomy, allowing you independence, which is great. So yeah, so that was all his stuff. It was amazing. He did a lot of goal setting. So if if any of that resonates with you, try that at home, right? See if you're dealing with broken soundtracks, because I definitely was and am. And now kind of working with a team and just kind of breaking through some of those broken soundtracks, I'm able to introduce new ones. And I'm excitingly introducing them with a new team. They're all young. They're like 25 and they have so much to bring to the table in terms of ideas. And, they're dreaming now, right? They're getting together with me and they're showing me their dreams. And I'm, trying to facilitate that in terms of like, okay, let's plan together. Let's do together. And when you're doing, many hands make light work. When you're doing something together as a team, it's always more fun and more productive, right? So that was John Acuff. If you are more interested in him, it was amazing. His talk was amazing. I guess he has a TED talk as well. He was saying that he has an 18-minute TED talk. It's free, so yeah, check him out. It was amazing, so good. So yeah, that was the first part. That was the first day.
Well, I was gonna say with like with the preconceived notions.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I kind of struggled with some preconceived notions when I was younger, and now throughout my life, I got into I guess I enjoy like conspiracy theories. Like it was just something I got interested in, and I would just stay up late and watch videos about it, and it was interesting because at first you run into these things and you just immediately think like, oh, that's crazy, that's not true, because we've just been told this stuff our whole lives.
Yeah, we have soundtracks that come from our state, right? Yeah,
everything. And then
our social media,
and then you'll find something and they're putting good information on the table, and you're like, oh wow, like it kind of challenges all these things that you've previously thought about in your head. And it's I don't know, for me it became just a fun way to think about stuff, because I'm always just thinking like, oh, I wonder what other people are saying about this, and you never really take it at face value. You're always kind of oh, maybe there's something else going on with this or whatever.
Yeah, and now, I mean, with the introduction of the internet, you're able to like hear multiple voices, right? You're able to like get other people's like weigh in on things like that.
Yeah, and that makes it harder too, because you can just look for whoever is saying whatever you're saying. So
I think that's great. That's community, right? You're just looking for like mind. I love that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just talking about that with the Dance Studio Association, right? Like trying to find other dance studio owners. What am I going to go talk to the two competitors I have in Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you want to go for coffee? Like, let's do this. I know. It really should be like that. Now that I'm like dealing with all these other women, and I'm like, oh, this is so great. It's like, again, I can't even. I was like imagining while this guy was talking, I was imagining myself standing on the top of a 20-story building and just whipping vinyls, because I was like soundtrack, I was like whipping vinyls and watching them just shatter out of these windows, because it was this huge, powerful moment for me that I was just like, oh my gosh, I have so many. I have folders and folders of soundtracks that have like gotten me as far as they have, that I need to break before I can move into this next stage of my business and my life, right? So yeah, I don't really think I didn't do, maybe that's the problem, is I'm not a reviewer. So I wasn't reviewing these soundtracks over the last 20 years, and they've just built up and built up and built up. So yeah, you getting into conspiracy theories, I think at a young age, was able to like let you kind of break some of those soundtracks at a young age.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like I necessarily believe all of it, but it's a fun like mind experiment.
Totally. And that's how you get to your new soundtracks.
For sure, yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I'm not closed off to anything. I'm just going to be open to like this new idea or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, he was really good. I think it was great, like, yeah, like you said, just good brain training. But yeah, that was the first guy. He was great. And then the second day, we did like some building ladders too, which was awesome. And then yeah, he really touched on like data building, which we've been talking a ton about. Just, doing research in your own, even just like data in your own life, right? Like imagine if every day you like, well, this is, I'm sorry, you know what, this dumbest thing ever. People are gonna say to me, yeah, that's what journaling is, right? That's why people are so into journaling, because they're data collecting their own self. Like, how did I feel today? What happened? What made me feel that way? Maybe they're just like tracking the like sun cycles around them. I think for me, it's just another task. That's how I picture it. That would be the review stage, right? That's why I'm a hustler and I get stuck in that review stage. Because the journaling, I mean, you've had lots of years.
I used to journal. I stopped like the day I had kids, basically.
The last entry is like, I had a baby, done.
Yeah.
Oh my God, come on.
Yeah, that's my
I would
last
like to hear that.
entry.
Can we read our last journal entries on air on our podcasts?
Well, mine literally is the birth of Annabelle.
I think mine was the birth of Phoenix. That was like when our souls really just died. One kid, two kid, we're done. Like we have no more time to reflect. We're just in hamster wheel forward motion. But no, this guy was really adamant that like no matter what, if we can get back to that, we can get back to doing some reflection, that we're gonna be better off.
Yeah, it's good. I used to write down my dreams and I'll go back and read them, and they're fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Do you dream still now?
Yeah, I do, but I don't write them down.
Right. I don't dream a lot.
Yeah.
I go to sleep as soon as my head hits the pillow. I fall asleep, and then as soon as I wake up, whoop, like jump out of bed.
No, I probably dream every night. It's just some are more memorable.
Wow, that's awesome. I wonder what makes the brain dream. Like why one brain will and one brain won't.
Yeah, that I don't know.
I'm sure there's data collection on it. They've done like tons of sleep studies.
They say it's like your brain produces DMT and uses that when you sleep or something like that. Come
on. All right, we're going to look some more of this up. Write it down. Future podcast. Oh, I feel a dream coming on. I get it. And then I will do the planning, because Jacob will get stuck in the planning phase, and then we will do the doing together, and then we will review it.
Yeah.
Okay, get ready for some dream podcasts. Okay, the next guy was Rory Vaden. I promised you this. I said he was teaching us how to multiply time. Sounds ridiculous, and it sounds like a dream, and it sounds amazing. We were talking about how, and I can totally resonate with this. We were talking about this new paradigm, how, we're all looking for peace, right? Everyone I talk to, again, we are all within the 35 to 40 age range, and like all we want is peace. All we want is contentment, quiet. We want everything to go away. We just want time. All we want is time. I keep hearing this. So I thought this was really interesting. He already had me at, multiply time, teach me how to do it. So he was talking, I guess there was a book written in the 80s, 1989. Dr. Covey, I don't know if I'm saying that right. He came out with a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's still, a bestseller. People still read this all the time. I put it on the list. I'm not much of a reader. I feel like I am just so busy. But again, if I've taught how to multiply time, maybe in some of that extra time, I'm going to read this book, right? Maybe. Sorry, I turned myself off. So in the book, he really he made a matrix that was like importance versus urgency. So the importance was, how important is something to you that needs to get done? And then the urgency was like, at what point when does it need to get done? And this is like, how does it need to get done type of thing. So he's creating this like priority, 2-dimensional matrix, where you kind of list the tasks, right? How important is it? How urgent is it? How important is it? And you just do that. And then basically you kind of prioritize, right? You bring in this extra element, which was prioritize it and try to figure out, exactly when it had to get done. But this was still like in the idea of this, now we're in 2024.
Well, to me, and now it just seems like I'm making all these charts and I'm not going to have time for anything else.
Oh my God, I got even less time. The chart's just like an analogy. It was just
Oh,
showing. You're not
okay,
actually
okay,
making
okay.
a chart. Yeah, I'm sitting there. Oh, there's a fire in my house. So I'm going to sit here and write a chart. Let's see. How important is this?
This fire seems urgent.
This seems very high on the urgency. Is it very important? It's very high and very urgent. I should do it. Okay, fine. That's an easy one. But let's say, you know, do you want to clean your house? How important is it? On your list,
Low.
low. On my list, it's high, right? So it's different to every person. I think it really comes into play. It's very interesting to me when you're talking from a business standpoint, right? Or a company standpoint. You as a team have to decide what is important and what's urgent. Okay, so now they wanted to bring in this, you know, strategizing or prioritizing. So now you're actually like kind of going, well, you know, this is the most important, and then this can get done later, or I can take this off, or this whatever. So they this new form of thinking that's come up now in the, you know, after the 7 habits of healthy, or what was it called again? 7 habits of highly effective people. The new idea is a multiplier. So this person takes into account the importance, takes into the account the urgency, but they add this extra piece, which is significance. And significance adds long-term ideas. So they are thinking about priorities. That, you know, obviously you have your day-to-day tasks, but the multiplier, or the person who brings in the element of significance, also brings in long-term perspective. So the idea behind this was, behind the multiplier, people think that it's, you know, they think in a superlative way. They think that if, you know, basically they are saying that, like, you know, we've been lied to. We don't need to get things done in a specific time or specific way. We need to think long term. So it's the idea that you're giving yourself time today to think about something that's going to save you time tomorrow. So pick a task that you have to do today. Is you doing that task today going to save you time tomorrow? And then as a business perspective, it's incredible because you do really multiply your time once you start getting into automation and you start getting into delegation. And they're two things that, like, we've, you know, never seen like this in the history of humanity. Being able to automate things the way we can, you need to utilize all this technology. How many times have I said to you, oh my gosh, I have to do this in the last 2 months, and jumped on ChatGPT and I came downstairs and it was done, right? How many times have I been like, oh gosh, I have to do this, and I went on to my Dance Studio Pro, which is like a new platform that I'm working on, and it was done in 2 seconds. So automation is a big thing. And if people are sitting at home saying, I don't want to tap into technology, I don't have time to learn it, that's where this really comes into play. Because a multiplier will say, I'll take the time today. I will take 7 hours to learn this ChatGPT program, or learn this database program, or learn this MailChimp, because it's going to save me 40 minutes for the rest of my life. How much is 40 minutes for the rest of your life, right? So so that's the idea. And then he also had this really other cool thing, which he called a focus funnel. Which the focus funnel is like any task that comes into you, and it was specifically speaking to you know, CEOs or entrepreneurs. But I feel like when I was listening to this, I was like, I could just do this in my regular life. The focus funnel was something comes onto your desk, or your wife calls you and tells you have to tell your mother-in-law that she needs to order the Chinese. Did you do that today? You did? Oh, cool. Okay. So yeah, I didn't talk about this before, and he was saying, is it underwhelming, my birthday party? It's a sidebar, but it's my birthday party on Saturday, and Jacob had to order the Chinese food. Okay. So your wife tells you got to order the Chinese food, or you have to tell your mother-in-law, whatever the scenario was. The first question you ask yourself is, can this be eliminated? What do you think?
The food?
Yeah.
No.
No, but she probably would have done it.
Oh, she's still going to do it.
Right. Okay. So number 2 is, can it be automated? You know, could you just call and, you know, now we have this thing on our phone where, like, I don't have to write it out. You know, you could have opened the text message and called said to my mom, hey, Sue, I want beef and broccoli and Kung Pao chicken and 4 egg rolls.
Yeah.
Goodbye. You know, you automated it maybe a little bit, right? You'd have to write it. And then the third question is, can you delegate it? So this focus funnel really leads into this like multiplier. This is what effective people are doing now. You know, yes, they're prioritizing. Yes, they're looking at a task and thinking, is it important? Is it urgent? But they're adding this portion of significance. And the significance portion is like, when does it have to get done? And what can I do today that I'm never going to have to do this job ever again? Can I automate it? Can I delegate it? Can I eliminate it? Does it even need to get done? Is it a discussion that even needs to happen? So yeah, it was an exciting concept specifically for a CEO or somebody like me who's just taking on a team for the first time. But this could be in your family, right? I mean, we're at getting to an age where our kids, where we're like, you know what, the kids can take care of this. They can take the plates off the table. They can be responsible for putting their clothes in the laundry hamper. So we all do this every day. I think it was just really fun to see it in this way. And also for me, as that person who, like, again, going back, my soundtrack was broken because I thought if I wasn't doing it myself that, like, it wasn't going to get done properly. So you can't delegate because it's not going to be you. And then also as somebody who, you know, thinks that like, I don't want to be lazy. I don't want people to think I'm lazy. So you automatically start to realize that when you do automate, you do delegate, that you're becoming a multiplier. You're giving your team more options. So as somebody who's just freshly taken on a team, this was so exciting to me because this meant that like I wasn't doing anything wrong. It meant that I was doing the right thing. You know, I was doing something that like a successful person with great habits does. They right away think, does it have to get done? Then they think, can I automate it? Then they think, can I delegate it? And I have to do it, then fine. Maybe I have to do it now. Now you go back to the importance and the urgency matrix, which I think is great. So yeah, that was his concept. Again, has a TED Talk, has tons of books. He was amazing. He got into a little bit of automation and delegation with us, which was great. Yeah, so I think it's really exciting. Again, the idea. I, of course, was sitting in my seat thinking, what are you thinking right now?
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was just automatic to me that automation and delegation costs a fortune. Who's going to pay for all this?
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to delegate my nanny to take care of my kids. I'm going to delegate my house cleaner to clean my house. I'm going to delegate, you know.
Yeah, we don't have those things.
Somebody to do my hair, somebody to brush my teeth, someone to clean my dance studio, you know. How do you get all these things?
Yeah.
With no money. I did not ask that question after this very successful man, you know, told us all this great information.
Yeah. What if you're poor?
Yeah. I'm like, how are we paying for this? How are we paying for all this delegation? Yeah. So I'll tell one more story and then I think it's time for us to hit the hay and we'll be back for another podcast next week. So yeah, he did this like kind of, he was telling a story. It was really cute. He was having coffee with one of his, like, you know, he was name dropping one of his very talented clients that pay him to do networking or advertising, you know, like I think it's like life coaching. I think that's what he's doing for people. So he was giving, they were in Starbucks and he gave this analogy. He said, somebody who comes from a low income situation, they will walk into a coffee shop and they'll think, you know, do I want this $5 coffee? It's very expensive. It's at Starbucks. And they'll think, well, what do I have to do to get this? And they will come at it from an emotional urgency. So like, I need this coffee. I don't care. You know, I have no money in the bank. I'm just going to put it on my credit card. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to, you know, I'm going to get this coffee. That's from a low income kind of mentality. And then most people where they sit in middle class or they have, you know, some sense of career, occupation, whatever, they'll think their mental process will be, well, do I want this coffee? Do I have the money for it? You know, do I have the money in my bank account? Do I have $5 in my purse? And if they have the $5, then they'll buy the coffee. And again, he was really careful to reiterate that there's nothing wrong with any of these things. He just says, this is the way it is. This is how people think, right? Where the rich person will think of the opportunities. So they're not thinking, you know, I really want this coffee. Am I willing to spend the $5? Do I have the $5? They'll start thinking, they might still buy the coffee, but they're thinking, man, what could I do with this $5? Right. And that's the difference, is that these highly effective multipliers, these rich people, if you ask them this analogy, if you ask them this question, they will say that $5 could have made me. They'll know exactly the amount of money. They'll know it would make me $50,000 if I invested it right now in my RRSPs or in my stocks or in whatever. They're always thinking of the opportunity for growth. They're always thinking about like, where can they go with this, right? So there really is it's innate. It's automating is your time. And it's the same way automation does for your time, the same way compound interest does for your money. So they're always thinking about, how can I make my system more effective, and how can I save money, because that money that I save, or I can reinvest it in something else. And the same with your time. You can reinvest your time doing something else that you want to be doing, or that's more effective, or it's significant. It's going to bring you significance in the future. So yeah, I hope that was interesting to you guys. I know it was a lot of like, related to business, but I thought it was great because it really can relate to you just like trying to get through your regular life and goal setting for your family, or goal setting for your relationship, or whatever, right? Whatever you're working on. It doesn't have to necessarily be like money and business emphasized, right? It could be anything in your life. So yeah, it was an exciting 2 days. Definitely, definitely worth all the money I'm spending on this growth coach team. I don't know how much they paid these guys, but they probably cost a lot.
Yeah, I hope so.
Can you believe this podcast is free?
Yeah.
I just taught you guys everything. Everything you could have got out of all the money I'm spending on the growth coach. So yeah, that's it for our podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be back next week. We are going to talk about our upcoming trip to New York for my 40th birthday. And I will let you guys know how the Chinese food is. Since I delegated it to my husband, he got to make the choices. So we'll see. He will be doing the planning, and I will be doing the reviewing.
Sure.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was so much fun.
All right. See you later.